Hi guys, Simply Candida here with the Age Journal. I'm back to share another craft with me video. This is not junk journal related, but I thought it would be fun to play around. My father-in-law gave me this box. He thought it be something useful to me, and I love it. But I cannot get the Ferrero Rocher sticker to come off. It is really stuck to the box. It's on the inside, and it will not come off. So I thought, well, let's cover the ugly sticker up and make this look beautiful so I can have a useful box, because it's a pretty looking box, and I want to store possibly my little mini ink pads in here so that way I have a place to house them. So I pulled out a few things from my scraps, and I'm always talking about my scrap pile, so I thought I'd show you guys. I have a huge bag full of my scraps that I keep, and so that way I have plenty of room for them. And in here I just have all kinds of scraps and goodies of different sorts. Tissue paper scraps, big scraps, little scraps, any kind of scrap. Templates from Genevieve Designs that I have printed out and haven't used. Just anything I haven't used in a project that is not like an actual full sheet of paper goes in here. My full sheets of paper go back into their original designer paper spots. And then what I do is I sort my ephemera into two different, I thought I'd share this with you, two different folders. I have this folder that has my larger pieces of ephemera in it. So I have all big pieces of ephemera in here. So just different kinds of things that I can use. Big sticker sheets, chipboard stickers, some things I have printed out that are copies of vintage stuff I own, some things I've cut out that didn't end up getting used in a project. So just big stuff. And that all fits in here. And then my little ephemera goes in this little zipper bag. So I have all my little pieces of ephemera in here. So I sit and dig through here when I'm wanting something for a project. And I have some vintage stuff on this side. And these I have scanned. I don't have them in my shop yet, but these are going to be going into my shop as digital downloads for you guys. So that's going to be something to look forward to. So this is all my ephemera for journals. So anyways, when I talk about going into my stash, that's what I mean. I go into those three places and dig into my stash and get out ephemera or scraps from my big bag of scraps. So if you don't have a scrap pile yet, start making yourself one, because they become very useful. So here's the scraps I pulled out to use. I want the lettering of this scrap, but I also pulled out this Tim Holtz tissue paper because I might use that instead, because it has lettering on it as well. And I couldn't decide between the butterflies and the flowers, because I have this flower that came off of like a pin, a brooch or something, that I thought would be nice to glue on at the end on the top to become kind of like a knob to lift the tray up and off of the lid off the base. And then I have some pretty ribbon here that I thought might somehow incorporate into it. And then I have some sequins that are beautiful dark teal colors, since we're working in the teal colors. And there's all kinds of threads stuck in it. And then I have this new trim I just found at the thrift store that I liked the colors of it, because it kind of goes with the multiple colors in the butterfly page and in the flower page. So depending on what we're doing, we might use this as well. Then I have some velvet trim that I thought that might look pretty as well. So I just dug in my stash and found things that I thought might look pretty with it, and we'll see what happens and what goes on. So we'll begin. So I want rid of the back here. I'm kind of wanting this to be the back, the base. Or do I want this to be the base? I'm not sure. Let's rip this in half. Is that big enough for that? Yes, that's big enough for that. I like it with that flower too. So let's tear this to be smaller than this. So just start by tearing it over here. And of course we're going to do some inking. And then let's tear it right here. And then let's do a little bit on the end. See, that's mostly just leaving the edging around. That one's a little bit better. You can get the letters a little bit better on that one. Maybe I should do this underneath there, like this. Make that the top paper. Maybe. And do all these like that. Ooh, I like that a lot. Okay. And then incorporate the butterfly on top maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. Let's bring it down some and see what we like. Okay, let's trim off the bottom a little bit. I don't know yet. This is hard. Sometimes the collaging of paper is hard to know for sure what you want, what you're doing. Because then I could put, if I put it over to the side like this, I can put this in the center like that, and you'd still see the butterfly. And then you'd see that flower. And then do I like a little bit of this underneath here like this? That underneath the whole thing. Oh, I do kind of like that underneath the whole thing. I have some scissors here that make a squiggly line so we can trim up the edges, or I could just cut a straight line and use my Tim Holtz thing to rough up the edges, my Tim Holtz edger. What should I do? What should I do? Because I need to rough up this edge too, so maybe I'll just do the edger on both these and just trim this up just a smidgen with my paper trimmer. Think about that much off is good. There, I like that. And then of course got to rough up the edges and ink everything up, and that gives a pretty little scene there for everything. And you can't see the Ferrero Rocher anymore. Okay, let's do that. Yay! Looks really good. Let's rough up these edges. And we're going to use our Fabri-Tac to glue this down because this is going onto plastic. And this bonds, doesn't say plastic, so maybe I should use something else. Does E6000 do plastic? Let me see. Or does it say what it does? E6000 doesn't say what it does. I'm going to go with the Fabri-Tac to try it out. See how it holds everything down. Because this is beveled edges and plastic, and we'll give that a try. Because I don't think the Mod Podge would hold very well on this. Rough up these edges as well. And then we'll ink everything up. This makes a mess with the paper. Lots of stuff to clean up on my floor afterwards. Okay, now let me grab my ink. And we're gonna go with coffee. And grab my dauber. And we're gonna prep everything. Well, this page didn't get ripped. Let me cut it real quick with the scissors so it looks similar to the edging we already got. There we go. That looks really close to the edging we already have. And then we got this different kind of edging with this paper, and it's kind of fun to have two different kinds of edging going on here. Two different types of distressing. Okay, just about done inking. Oh, and I've got my little piece of butterfly. Then once we're done with this, we can get to gluing. And add everything down. Oh, I didn't get that side. This side. Okay, this tool is really simple and easy to use and a lot of fun with what it does to paper. You know what I think I might do to the plastic is take a piece of sandpaper to it, just where we're gonna glue down and rough it up a little bit just to make sure everything sticks okay. Yeah. There, that should help it stick to it much better. Okay, so let's start a gluing. Let me get the glue booger off of there. So we'll go down with this paper first. And I'm going to glue generously just to make sure this stuff stays down. Get right along the edge, good and close. And then get all in there. Go, get it glued on nice and good. And it does have a pretty design on the back, so I think what I'll do when it comes time for when I get done with this is I'll just put a little pretty piece of paper, probably the butterfly paper, over that, and because you could not cover up the whole design of the back because it has a pretty paper. Just do a little bit of a collaging there on the back, not a lot. So this goes down next. And this one. And then this one. Yep, it's looking cute. I like the way it's turning out. And I'm keeping this fairly flat because I'm gluing it all down because I don't want the papers ripping up when I'm using it. Because this is going to be used a lot, so I want the papers to stay on nice and good. Whereas if it was like something like a book that was just going to be sitting on the shelf, you know, I would rough up the papers a little bit more, have them showing, like curling up a little bit more. But since I'm going to be using this in my crafting supplies, I want this to stick on and stay nice looking for a long time. Now before I put this on, I'm going to go to the back side, and I think I'll put that down like that. And I think I'll just leave that like that. I think that looks cute as it is, just like that. Let's rough up the edges a little bit so it can just kind of coordinate with the rest of what we got going on. And then this edge I had ripped, so it's already roughed up. And then we'll do our inking. Ooh, maybe I should do this side because it has a flower on it. Yes, I'll do that side. Okay, let me grab my sandpaper again and just rough the plastic up. And put our paper down. So you can take any box you want and just alter it a little bit and use it in your supplies. You don't have to go out and buy boxes to do your organizing. You can use any, food type boxes that you may have around your house and make them cute with your crafting supplies. There, now you can't see that. And then I want to put that on as a little... Actually, you know what? I think I want to just leave that off and leave it like that as it is. because then I can stick stuff on top of it and use this for another project. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it like that. There we go. I have a really pretty box. Oh, and I have all my trims. Let me see what we want to do with our trims. I like that one. Let's see about the sparkle trim. What about this trim? Ooh, I like that one a lot. I think we'll do that. That looks really pretty with it. It frames it really cutely. Yes, let's do that. Okay. Let's cut the end off here. And we're going to put a little Fabri-Tac on it so that way it will stick to itself. And not come apart too much. There we go. And then we're going to go along the edge and lay down some glue. And we're just going to lay down our trim. Ooh, that looks so cute. I love it. This is such a pretty trim. I found this at thrift store too in my hunting. I love the hunt. The thrill of the hunt. It's so much fun. Finding the perfect little things for adding to your projects. There we go. And you know what? To hide that edge there, I got some glue over the edge. I might add a little paper or fabric flower. Let's see what I got. Just a little something, not too dimensional. So I have, ooh, you know what? I have one in the tealy colors. That's a crocheted flower. Do I like that? Do I like that? I have this one. That's cute. I have these black and white polka dot ones that would bring out the black and white from the lettering. Let's see, what do I like? Ooh, I like that one. I like that one the best. And the green brings out the green in the braiding. Let's put this one on. There we go. That finishes it off nicely. Doesn't that look cute? And now I can store my little mini inks, all my little mini ink pads. In here I have some little triangle ones, some little distress ink ones. And this gives them all a little place to go. And I also have little, where's the rest of them? Little mini Ranger ones. Where are those at? Oh, I know where those are at. Those are in my crafting class kits. I don't have them in here, but you know what else I would like to keep in here is all my dauber things. My ink dauber stuff. And let's see if that fits like that. Yes, it does. Yay! Those fit in there really nicely. So I can stack those things in there and have a house for those. So I think that's just wonderful. So look at what you have as far as what you can do with things that are in your house and what you can turn them into. And I hope you guys had fun with me today, and we will see you guys next Wednesday for another tutorial or craft with me, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.